Are you ready for the heavyweight championship of the world? Are you ready?
Hey, welcome to Animus Corner, bringing you another episode of Unanimous Decision. And today, who we talking to, Bill?
Hey, you heard what he said, Unanimous Decision. You guys know what that is. That's our exclusive interview series, and today we have a good one. She was on The Voice, season 16. She was on Dancing with the Stars. She's been in a few movies, Sparkle being one. She has an album out that was released in 2017, and she's on her sophomore album, 2022, Get to Know Me. Today we have the beautiful, the gorgeous Beth.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
All right, welcome to the show. Beth, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? And thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. Thank you. You ready to step into the ring?
Listen, got two hands, got two gloves, got two fists.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Bill, she's ready to fight.
Hit the ring.
Yeah.
Hey, let's hit it. And you know what? Thank you for blessing our channel. You are the second woman artist that we've had.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
Thank you so much. We're trying to get more women on our channel.
Yeah.
You know, y'all hard on us, but
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I grew up listening. I mean, R&B was always my favorite genre, but I feel like it's a genre that's dominated by female vocalists.
It is.
We want to make sure you guys get representation on the channel.
Thank you.
Definitely. So, all right, we ready to go?
Yeah, we ready. Let's do this.
All right, let's get it started. Well, let's start. Your father was a member of the Funk Brothers.
That is correct.
Motown's in-house band, correct?
Yes, the Funk Brothers. Yes,
the Funk Brothers. Your vocal coach, as we read, worked with some gospel royalty, as we're going to call them.
Yeah. That was like my high school choir teacher. That was my first experience with really getting into the technical of music, the presentation of music, how I am to present myself. But it was really basically, I went to Mumford High School. People know like Mumford, I'm going way back, like Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop, Mumford Physical Ed. Like that's my actual school that I went to.
Okay.
T-shirt, he made the school famous, you know. So that was the school that we had a really amazing music department, and our choir teacher, who was Deirdre Jackson, she's now Deirdre Thompson, but she taught the Winans, the Clark Sisters Commission, everybody who went through Mumford at that kind of time she went through. And so by the time I got there, these people were legends to us because they were already stars and had already made their way in gospel music. And there were a lot of kids in the choir that looked up to the Winans, looked up to Commission, looked up to the Clark Sisters. And they wanted to go to that school because these people were now stars and these were, church babies, PKs, and they wanted to do the same thing. I came to Mumford because my junior high teacher heard me singing and felt that I needed to be nurtured. My voice needed to be cultivated. And she suggested that I go to that high school. I got into choir because of my love for singing, not for my desire to be a star, not for my desire to be a recording artist. I just wanted to sing. And my teacher said I needed to go. And I said, okay. and just ended up, just learning so much that techniques that I actually learned today that I had no idea that I was going to even use. Like it wasn't.
So with your father, you have music in your blood.
Yeah.
You were groomed by this wonderful vocal coach. At what point did you know, as you became more experienced in singing, when did you know that your voice was meant for a stage rather than just me singing around the house? When did you know?
Because somebody told me, because I wasn't paying no attention. And believe it or not, the singing that I do, the singing that I did, I sing because I love to sing, and it's actually very nurturing and therapeutic to me, and it feels natural for me to do it. So the person who told me that I needed to go solo, because, okay, so let me say this. I always knew I needed to sing. I knew I wanted to sing. I knew I was going to sing. The capacity of being a solo artist was something that I never pursued. Okay. So I was okay singing, doing background, being in a choir. Okay. I was okay with that. So Michael Powell, who started Chapter 8, and I met him in a recording studio, and he like kind of discovered Anita Baker. I was working as a receptionist in a recording studio, met him. He had me demo some tracks, heard me singing. One of the first major things I demoed was for Yolanda Adams. He just had called me. I was at the front desk as the receptionist. He said, come up here and sing on this. So I demoed like 5 songs for her What Christmas Means album that came out. And he actually kept me on the album. So I'm doing backgrounds on that entire album. I was answering, hello, can I help? Like I'm answering the phone, but I knew I wanted to sing, and I knew I could sing. After doing that and telling him, I said, I really I think I want to be a professional background singer. Like I want to go on tour. I think I want to do that. Okay. He was the one that got me my first background job. He took me to Aretha Franklin first, and she told me no, because she said I had not had any experience being on the road. But Aretha Franklin knew my father, which was crazy. He was her first keyboard player, and they toured many moons ago. But she said I didn't have enough experience. So he ended up taking me to Anita Baker. I did background with her for about 5 years. After that, Mike said, you need to be a solo artist. And I was like, no, Mike, I don't want to be a solo artist. Like, I'm good doing background. I was like, I'm gonna stay with Anita, or I'll go with somebody else. And he was like, no, you really need to put your own project out. And he is the person that through that process of getting me in the studio, having me do professional demos and doing background for professional artists that were already charting, famous artists. I'm singing, I know what I'm doing, but I'm like, I just want to do background. Then he's taken me to these mega icon stars for me to do backs. I do the job, and then he's like, okay, you've done enough. Now you need to be a solo artist. So if it wasn't for Mike, I probably, and I can't say I would not have eventually gotten to this place, but he was the first person that like literally sat me down in my house and was like, this, you don't need to do backs anymore. You're a lead singer. So
and I'll ask you this, Beth. I mean, just hearing you talk, you seem like you have a loud personality. Like you seem like a person that fits well in the front. So what was the, I'm not going to call it a fear, but what was the hesitation for not wanting to do lead versus you wanted to be, like you made a decision, like you wanted to be a background singer? What drove that decision?
Oh, and this is something I still deal with. I had extreme stage fright, just insecure, anxiety, growing up, I wasn't that, I was just quite, I liked being social in school, but I just was not a person that would stand out in front when it came to my talents. I could talk, but I just couldn't sing in front of people. So when it came to singing, the thing that I love, I just couldn't do it in front of people. I got this stage fright to the point where I would pass out, anxiety, I don't even know if anxiety was a word back then, but I couldn't do it. And, but I had to make the decision on whether or not I was going to continue to be governed by the fear that I felt, or if I was going to do what I love to do. So I kind of thought I was outsmarting the anxiety by just being a background singer, because I was like, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I get to be on stage, get to be under the light, have all the glitter, but I don't have to be in the front. And yeah, it tricked me. It was like, no, you're going to be in the front. So
and since we're talking about stage, speaking of stage fright, we're in the month of October. It's Halloween. And when it comes to background singers, I always see you guys on point. Like I rarely see background singers mess up. So what's a horror story that you have? Like when it came to singing backgrounds, you ever messed up on stage?
Of course I have. Let's see, what have I done? I try to put them in the back of my mind so I don't remember them anymore. I mean, I think I've, but I think, okay, so let me say this. I've made mistakes, yes, but at this point, at the level that I'm at, I cannot make mistakes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the mistakes were done a long time ago, and it would be mistakes such as I would sing when there was no music playing, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's not that. Or I would sing and sing the wrong words. I mean, I've done that, and every background singer has done that. And those things happened a lot of times when I was within probably my first 30 days of getting a new job with an artist. And after that, you got to give yourself a cutoff point. Like, I can't make no more mistakes because they're going to send my book home. So it's kind of like that. But yeah, I've definitely made some mistakes. Yeah.
So even without, let's just say, just take your solo career. Let's push that to the side right now, right? The Voice. Touring with Kim, the OJs, working with Whitney Houston, Yolanda Adams, Anita Baker, you said.
Najee.
Jazz there. That's what jazz. acting in movies.
Yeah.
What do you attribute to just the success? Like, I would say that if I have a resume and I write this down and I hand it to someone's gonna say, "Oh you my lying. God, look at this resume."
A lot of boxes.
Yeah. So what do you attribute to your success?
I everybody would say, God did it, and not saying that he didn't, but I think, and I tell people this all the time, you can have gifts that you don't use, and God can give you everything you have and everything you need. And if you don't use it, it's still not worth anything. So I think the gifts that I have, I wanted to use them. And one of the things that I definitely did was I talked to people and told them what I wanted. I'm not afraid to say, hey, I want to learn how to fly a plane. You know anybody who knows how to fly planes? And they'd say, well, no. Oh, well, you know what I do? I said, listen, call me here. I'm not afraid to say what it is that I want. I'm not afraid to speak it into existence. I'm not afraid to speak it into the universe so that it can grow wings and manifest. So I have the talent. God gave me the talent, but I use it and I put it out there. I don't just hold it in. And I'm not afraid to try things. I'm not afraid to learn new things. I'm not afraid of rejection, and I'm not afraid to fail. And I think those things, if you have those attributes, you can't not win, because you're not going to hit everything perfect the first time. So then I just get back up and try it again. I'm like, okay, well, that didn't work. So we're going to go this way this time. And that's just me.
So Bill just mentioned a lot of names, and they're kind of tied to your legacy. So I don't know if you got a chance to catch the Usher, the Tiny Desk concert. It's kind of,
it is so good.
All right. Even if you didn't watch it, it's a couple of clips going viral, right?
Because I'm obsessed with Usher on them doggone roller skates. I'm
the part that I want to bring up, the thing that I like, and I think that basically there's a moment where he puts the spotlight on his background singer, Eric Bellinger. And he's basically garnered a lot of success. He's become kind of like almost a household name from that cosign. So do you feel like you get that level of support from the artists that you've sung background for, like when you're actually trying to like promote your solo projects?
No. So, but we do get featured with artists. So let me say this. Anita never featured her solo artists, but I'm not saying it right. Anita never featured her background singers except for the music we were singing that was hers.
Yeah,
I get it. I understand it. And at the time, I ain't had no music. It's fine. I'm working with Kim. Kim does feature his background singers. We do have solos in his show, but we're singing what he has assigned us to sing.
Yeah.
So does he promote our solo projects? Because the other background singer, JJ Evans, and we both have projects out. Does he support us in allowing us to sing in his show? Yes. Does he specifically mention and tell people to go buy our products? No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very honest.
To stay with the example that I just gave, I think once I heard Eric's voice, it made me go Google him and then go look for him on IG. Yeah. I feel like if you're getting featured and I hear it, I'm like, I'm gonna go chase the music.
And so I'm happy with what I do, where I am able to do in Kim's show. He does not have to let us do a solo in his show. JJ sings something from Shalimar in the show. And then I do a tribute to Patti LaBelle, If Only You Knew, in his show. So he doesn't have to allow us to do that. Najee is different. I sing my original music in Najee's show, and then I sing one of his songs in the show. So every person is different. And I appreciate being able to just, first of all, be on the dog.
Be on the show. Yep.
Let's start with that.
Number one.
Second, I respect each artist that I work with 100%. Before I hit the stage with them, it is discussed. What am I here for? If I'm here for backs, that's what I'm here for. It ain't about my solo project. So I don't expect you to promote my solo project. If you throw me a bone and let me sing a solo on that show, I'm going to try to sing the hell out of it and keep it moving as to what you told me as the lead artist to do. If we discuss it and you say I can sing my stuff in your show, I'm appreciative of that too. There is no love lost. I understand what the assignment is, and I do what that artist asked me to do. And then when it's my show, then I do my thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How difficult was it for you to record your album as you're going through your touring? And I got to show here, but I got to get this timeline.
So my album was actually recorded during the pandemic. And we started, oh my God, there were some songs that we started way before 2019, probably 2018, we started recording. But I've been touring so much. So 2019 was when, okay, we're going to really buckle down and get everything done. We recorded throughout 2020. And the album was pretty much done for the most part in 2020, but the end of 2020. And then 2021, because things still hadn't gotten back normal yet, we went in and retweaked and redid and all that kind of stuff. And I'm happy that that was done, because you never want to rush for a project. So me balancing touring and balancing recording, it wasn't that bad, because there was no touring when I was recording pretty much. By the time the album was done enough for people to kind of hear it, because I had a couple of listening events, I started going out and we were pretty much doing some tweaks, listening to stuff and corrections and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, like this year, I've been touring since February. Anything that I did in the studio this year, which was actually a lot more tweaking and changing, rearranging. You live with it, you go back and, that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right, so a bit like, with the people that you've worked with, even when it comes to your bloodline, with your father, your the school that you went to, just being so musically inclined, there is a lot of knowledge that surrounds your backstory. So when you were recording the album, you had a lot of time to kind of like think, because it's a pandemic, things are shut down, you're left alone with your thoughts. So you're surrounded by Grammy-winning artists, platinum-selling artists. The hope is that you could use some of that knowledge that you gained over the years to incorporate into the music. What did you incorporate into Get to Know Me that you learned from other artists, teachers, from through the years?
I think the discipline of starting a project and completing a project, and not letting life and the things that are around you slow you down to the point where you're unable to function or to even make you stop. So I have a discipline and a focus that is like none other. If I'm focused on it, I'm focused on it. We're going to get it done. And just the drive to give the best that I can. I'll go in a booth and I'll stand there until I get it right. I don't care how I feel. I don't care what's going on. Send me home, because I'm not leaving. So that's my focus.
Okay. Your new album is out. Your new album is out. Your new album. And listen, guys, go get it. Go. I don't care what you do, what streaming platform you got, go listen to it. Get to Know Me, right? Guys, listen at this. Debuted #1 on Amazon, #6 on iTunes. 5 songs are in the top 100 in the UK. That's just what we got so far.
I know.
And we still have.
It hasn't been a week.
It hasn't
It's
been
a
a week.
week
And
tomorrow.
we still have numbers coming in, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
First off, I want to say congratulations.
Thank
On
you.
behalf of myself, Barry, our channel, congratulations.
Thank you.
I love success, and I congratulate you. I give you a standing ovation on your success, and I wish you many and much more to come.
Thank you.
How do you feel right now?
I don't know.
That's
Got a process.
You know what? I was just saying today, like, and I've been talking about this all week because, of course, everybody's like, how do you feel? How does it feel? And I said, this is the best way to describe it. You're a little kid, Christmas is coming, right? And you tell your mama what you want for Christmas. Tell your mom and dad, okay, I want this. Okay. And they said, well, now you better do this, and we're gonna be watching. I mean, you wash dishes, you take out the trash, you make up your bed, you do everything you're supposed to do, you do your homework. And I'm gonna go old school. You even come home, take your school clothes off, put your
play clothes on.
Come on now.
That's right.
You fold your clothes, you do everything your mom told you, you put your stuff up. And then you do everything. You check all the boxes, you good. Because you want this gift that that your mom always talking about, I don't know. And then Christmas comes and you get it. And you sitting there looking at it. It's in your hand, but you can't believe you got it. That's how I feel right now. I'm still turning it over, looking at it like, is this, like, that's how I feel right now. And actually, I'm so happy. I just can't even explain it. First of all, the day that the album debuted, to see me at #1 and my voice coach, John Legend, at #2, what? Now that alone, that alone, I was like, okay. So, I just feel like now is time to crank it up. Now is not the time to rest. Now is not the time to look at the numbers from the first day and settle for that. Yeah. Now is the time to continue to go and to push and spread the word. I don't have that big record label behind me. I am the record label. Yeah. And it is me and my team that are pushing and to do this. So I just feel like I got to eat my Wheaties and lace up my Nikes or my kicks or whatever it is I'm wearing and get it. But I'm really happy. I don't know what. Yeah.
I can understand to an extent, even just Barry and I putting out a video and one person commenting. I thought that was, man, I'm the most popular YouTuber in the world. Like, I don't care about anybody else. We're the best. That one little comment, that one watch, it was surreal. Yeah. So, I mean, for us, I tell you what, for us on our end, we are part of your marketing team right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to push, we're going to do whatever we can. Any groups that we're in, we're going to do whatever we can to push your album out, because I've listened at it twice so far.
You have?
Absolutely.
What's your favorite song? What song do you like?
Ooh.
I'll put you on the spot now.
He said ooh.
It is ooh. It is called ooh.
Okay, ooh. I think I'm sorry. And I think it's the one right before that. The one that has
Q Parker.
Tell Me If You Still Care sample.
Let Me Be.
Come on, I had to pick that sample out. I'm like, okay, that's Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
I mean, it's not, and the thing is we didn't sample it, but
no, you didn't.
That sound, right?
I'm sorry. Let me take that back. You didn't sample it, but that one part just reminds me of it. So those two are my favorite. And then I have to go back and look at the names in the order of it, but definitely those two are my standout songs.
And people love those two. They do love those two. Yes. They feel good. What? And the one thing I love about the album is that you press play and you can play through the whole album. It's just a good R&B throwback to the 90s. It's giving you, it gave me the feels of when I heard Mary J. was the 411. It's giving me the feels of when Faith Evans' album first came out. And it also, and my other thought process was because I wanted songs that felt like that, or gave me that vibe, but with a modern feel. And then when I was talking to my producer, Marcus Divine, you know, he's worked with everybody from the 90s. So this was just, you know, he was in his element. I told him, I said, if Aaliyah was still alive as a grown woman, what would she put out? And he was like, oh, I got you.
Okay.
And so I felt like this is something Aaliyah could have put out, that whole feel and vibe, you know. So all of that mixed with Faith and mixed with Mary J and mixed with,
Speak. I quote, I'm quoting Bill right now. This was in Bill's notes. After he heard the album, he literally says, I have it in my notes. He definitely took it to the vintage R&B road. So the fact that that was his words. So with everything that you're saying, right? It's like basically a renaissance of everything that we appreciated about 90s R&B. So
that's what I grew up listening to. That's what I felt. That was, you know, that was me listening to all of these great women R&B singers back from the 90s, and the warm and the love and the play on words and all of that. I wanted for that.
And so factor in all of this, right? So you got the sound that's reminiscent to the, you know, the 90s. Bill just read the stats to where obviously people are gravitating towards the music, not just locally, but in the UK as well. So globally. Yeah. According to P. Diddy, last thing I heard from him, he says R&B is dead. How did you feel about that statement?
I heard it and I really didn't pay it any attention because he know good and well R&B ain't dead. I don't even know why he, you know, but he said it and he's entitled to saying that. My job as an artist who loves R&B is to prove him wrong.
Yeah. And it was I felt there was some shock jock behind that, you know, like he was basically,
yeah. And I also think as well, it made true R&B singers come to the forefront because, and it could be a play on record execs. It could be a play on radio play, because they're not playing, like you said, that 90s, that R&B music, that sound that we truly love, where each
the message
sound gave a message and nothing sounded the same.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he made that statement.
Yeah. You know, you want to listen to a song sometimes, put your little earbuds, earpods, whatever, and you want to listen to it and you want to be immersed in the song, and then you want to hear the story they're telling.
Yeah.
And there's a story, and in every song, I wanted to tell a story. And I just had fun working on this project. There were some great writers on this project, great producers. We just had fun just writing. We were like, listen, let's go for broke. Let's just do an album that we love to do. And thankfully, y'all love it too. So.
Absolutely. And the song, the other song, I just read it. Love is in the building with
with Q Parker. Yes. I mean, I went back to the 90s. I had to get somebody from 112. Like, come on now.
You said Bill is on point with like his top two being the ones that you kind of been getting feedback. Like what, based off of, you know, like what have other folks been saying? Like, what's the top three tracks from the album you think?
Oh wow!
What's your top three favorite songs?
I love all 12 of them.
They're your babies.
1A, 1B, 1C, 1D.
Love them all. But each one tells a different story. But I think people love Let Me Be. People love Ooh. People love Love Is in the Building. The songs that are actually charting in the UK, I think there's 4 or 5 of them charting on the UK. They love Hey Baby. They love Get to Know Me. They love Love Is in the Building. I got to look at the other songs that they like too. Because it's different how the charts are on Amazon in the UK. My singles are charting and not the whole album. Yeah. So there's 5 different songs. Like it's just crazy. And it's just like, oh my
that's kind of like the way that's the nature of streaming now though. Like that's why everybody releases singles now, like over and over and over again. Like,
and you know, people ask me all the time, why didn't you release a single? And I said, I'm old school. I'm gonna release a body of work and y'all can buy what y'all want off of it. But I'm not gonna
to be fair, it works out because even though you didn't release a single, people are still finding the music. If it's good music, it's gonna get consumed. Yeah.
And you know what? And I follow the mold as best as I could of Motown. I didn't grow up in the Motown era, but because my dad worked for Motown, and I read about it and the way that they selected songs, I did the same thing. We got the songs together. I had several small groups.
The assembly line.
Yep. I said, what song do y'all think? And everybody voted, we like this one, we like that. Yep, that's what we did. And we picked the songs that were the top 5 strong songs, and then we narrowed it down to 3, and then we narrowed it down to the top 1. So the ones that are trending, we know the ones that are trending. We figured they would eventually, because those are the ones people voted for.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Quick question. If you can record a duet album,
mm-hmm.
any genre, jazz, gospel, R&B, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to think about this. It could be within the one, past or present, male, female, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Who would it be and why?
A duet album?
You and somebody else.
Yeah, if I could do a duet album, I probably would do something with Luther.
Ooh, God.
Yeah, if it was a straight duet album, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Luther.
Straight duet album.
Yeah, just me and Luther. Just me and Luther.
I can see that. And like I would like to hear something original for y'all, because Luther is infamous for like taking other people's music and then making it better than the original. So
who did it better?
Yeah. No, I can see that.
Luther, I think our tones would go well together.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like we would be able to just sing around each other, but then mesh and then say, like, I just would love to be able to have had the opportunity to work with him. He's just, his voice, with him not even being here, mm-hmm. his voice is still very much current and relevant. Mm-hmm. So
amazing.
I agree.
It's amazing. And we have another question that we okay. asked this to some artists.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an artist name.
Okay.
And I want you to give me one word to describe the artist.
Okay.
But if the spirit moves you to say 3, 4, 5 or sentence or whatever, let it go. Okay. All right. First artist.
Okay.
Kiki Wyatt.
Ooh, she's incredible. One word to describe her. Well, I can't say one. The way to describe.
Let the spirit move you.
I would say skyscraper vocals.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 words. I need 2 words.
Yeah. Go ahead. We'll allow some excess, surplus words. You good?
She is somewhere else. She up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sade.
Her vocals remind me of Hot Cocoa. Hot Cup of Cocoa. You know, I remade one of Sade's songs. I did. So I remade Kiss of Life. And it's on a smooth jazz album. It came out in the spring this year.
Okay.
Oh, hold on now. Jazz my thing now.
Yeah, so look up an artist named Blair Bryant. His name is Blair Bryant. He's actually Najee's music director. I'm on his Red Tiger album. I did Kiss of Life. Go, you check that out after we're done. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
So Sade's like hot cocoa. Yeah.
Smooth.
It's warm, soothing. It's just, comfort. She has that kind of voice to me.
Definitely smooth and comforting.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go for my third artist. Coco from SWV.
That's what I thought she meant when she said hot cocoa at first.
Hot chocolate, hot cocoa. Let me see, cocoa. You know what? Let me see. Let me think of a word for. I think her vocals are spunky. They're. She's a bop. She a vibe. It's cool to listen to her. Yeah, I would stick with just that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, so you got the album is doing numbers. You've already given some suggestions on tracks they should definitely wait to get to. What can people expect from you next, Miss Beth?
Well, the first thing is to see me continuing to talk about this album and as much as I possibly can to get it out as much as I can, to get it to as many people as possible. That's the first thing, because I want to start with where we are right now. I will be on the road doing a couple dates with Kim the remainder of this year. You may see me out with Kim. You may see me out with Najee. You may see me out with the OJs. I got dates for all of them until the end of this year. The top of next year, you're going to see me on the stage acting. And the first quarter of next year, more so, I'll be back in the studio because we'll be starting on album number 3.
And please come back and please make sure you come back and bless us.
I would love to, most definitely. Thank you. Yeah, we don't let grass grow under our feet. I would literally be working on the 3rd album now, or just starting. My producer is actually a music director for 6 artists on the Millennial Tour that just is starting this week. So that tour is not over until the end of November. So, you know, I see him when he get back. So, but we are already kind of toiling with ideas. We don't, you know, because when you think about it really in realistic talk, we lost 2 years with the pandemic. So that's 2 years of music that I could have created. I could have been on the 3rd album already by now. If things would have happened, you know, and then because I put my first album out in 2017. It's been 5 years since I've released work. I put the first album out in 2017. Then I got on The Voice the summer of 2018, and that carried into 2019. So that was almost a year not being able to do anything because of the television contract. And then 2019, I get off the show and I'm working. And top of 2020, everything shuts down. 2021, you know what I'm saying? So we really need to try as much as possible to make up for lost time, if that's possible. But, you know, we want to be able to present some more music. I don't know if it would be a new single, if it's going to be an EP, or if it will be a full album again, whatever it is, I will be releasing some more music. So yeah, just working and touring and traveling, that's going to be what I'm going to be focused on for 2023.
But, you know, even though it was 2017, 2022, 5 years, it's a great album. It doesn't sound rushed. It sounds complete though.
Thank you.
Because, you know, remember back in the days,
you could listen to
would drop every 2 years. Every 2 years.
You can let it sit.
Every 2 to 3 years, an album would drop. But when they dropped that album, you felt that it was not just, I have 40 tracks and I just took 10, I put it here. Now I got it. No. These songs fit. And you're singing what I call true singing, not throwback singing.
Thank you. And we wanted that. We wanted, you know, the music is so different now. Everybody sounds computerized. Everybody, you know, they mumble singing, they mumble rapping. And you read what they say, you know, and I don't want to do that. I wanted to go back to when you heard what the person said with still a little modern vibe and a bop to it. So we just tried to make sure that we kept the essence of the 90s, make it modern, but singing, and then not over singing too. I didn't want, you know, I still want to have a little vibe with it too. So, you know, just working with that. You know, you were just saying to let an album sit. You do have to let an album sit. You do have to give it time to grow legs. You know, this album may take a year or two, but at the same time, when it gets time for me to drop music, I don't want to be rushing looking for music either. That's the worst. Under pressure, you don't know what this album is going to, what doors this album is going to open for me. And somebody called me and they said, well, we need more music. And I'm like, well, I ain't got none. So, you see what I'm saying? So we are going to definitely start working as soon as we can. And who's to say when the music will come out, but it'll be done and I can take my time, just like we took our time with this project.
And then I know there's a couple of things that you're still figuring out, like is it going to be a single? What's up next? And then also you gave us a whole roadmap of basically the next 12 months, what you're going to be up to. Now, now hold the fans' feet to the fire. What's the way they could keep up with you on social media so they're catching those updates on a regular? Where can they find you on social? Go ahead.
Yeah, Instagram. I'm on Instagram most of the time. Beth Always Sings. That's the same as my website, which is bethalwayssings.com. And then I'm on Facebook, Beth. So cool, you can find me. I'm always posting stuff on there.
And we got your information on the screen right now. So they'll definitely show love. Hey, Bill, this the cool part about like the folks that we bring on. Like, you know what I mean? Like people get to give their opinions and then on who they want to see, and then they end up on the show. So what's a way that fans could actually, shout in the microphone on who they want to see next?
They know what to do. Go to the comment section. We named it My 2 Cents. Leave your 2 cents. Please go get this album. You will not be upset. You will not be disappointed. So leave your 2 cents. Leave those comments in our comment section. Tell us how you feel. What's your favorite song? Whatever. Tell us anything and leave that comment in our comment section. And if you have a question for Beth, we'll try to get it over to her. Hopefully, once the video comes out and it's on YouTube and everybody sees it, man, we're gonna make this blow up.
Yeah.
I'm begging everybody, let's go.
For sure. And then, hey, Bill, you know what? Keep up with us. Our information is on the screen. See who we got coming up next. Outside of that, guys, that's all that we got. Everybody say peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.